Tuesday, February the 5th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East. Let's start off with that camera up in Banner Elk. You can still see that snow piled along the sides of the road there. It's 30 degrees, not nearly as cold this morning in many spots across the region. And I'll show you temperatures coming up here in just a moment. But another little shot of some areas of light snow and some light rain in some of the southern mountain spots. But in the northern mountains, it's some light snow. Again, pushing in with another little very fast-moving little system that's zipping on in. And again, for our area, once you get east of the mountains, you're not going to have any precipitation with this, but there will continue to be at least some degree of cloud cover for a period of time this morning. There's some rain along the Gulf Coast, places like Mobile and Pensacola, Panama City, up toward Dothan and Troy, seeing some rain this morning. And then you get into a little bit of light snow over parts of the Northeast, Pennsylvania and New Jersey, New York, Long Island there. And plenty of cold air up that way too. Now, our temperatures this morning are not as cold as yesterday. It is 30s and low 40s in most spots as opposed to 20s and 30s. And you can see even the mountains are a little bit milder this morning. Look at that cold air though. It's 17 degrees below zero in Saranac Lake, New York. Lots of cold air there over the northeastern parts of the country, but that air mass is retreating. Check out the milder air here over parts of the lower Mississippi Valley and the southern plains. That's the air mass that's moving our way. And you can see this afternoon we're looking at a lot of 60s and some 70s across the southern tier of the United States there, from Texas into even parts of the Carolinas and especially South Carolina. Probably a lot of upper 50s, maybe some low 60s in many spots in North Carolina. And then tomorrow looks pretty good too. Highs in the 50s with lots of sunshine. And then we get a little bit of a cooler setup trying to build in as a cold air damming scenario begins to unfold for Thursday as our next system pulls in. So we'll call it partly cloudy today. Then I think we're looking at a lot of sunshine as we go through our Wednesday. And then here comes that next system rolling on in here for Thursday. That is going to bring us probably a pretty decent little rain event by very late Thursday and then especially Thursday night. All right, on to the modeling here. Let's look at the European upper level chart here. This is this afternoon. Another little very quick moving clipper type of system through parts of the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley, zipping to the southeast. That's bringing one more little shot of some precipitation again to parts of the mountain regions. Let's go on out to Thursday and to Friday, though. One little piece of northern branch energy somewhat trying to phase with a piece of southern branch energy, and the result is a pretty decent little storm system for us in that late Thursday night into Friday time frame. And watch what happens with this system. By the time we get out to Sunday morning, it's turned into a pretty powerhouse system over the Canadian Maritimes. I'll show you more on that in just a second. Now, getting into next week, our weekend will be quiet, and then looks like probably on Monday we have this positively tilted trough set up that'll ease a cold front in our direction, and then we'll have to see if there is indeed a piece left behind like the European has, and it actually brings that system through here right around Valentine's Day of next week. And I'll show you what this looks like on the various models, or at least the European with that system. Here, let's look at the European today, and again, pretty quiet setup for us, no big deal. But here comes that next system. Tomorrow, a lot of sunshine, so no problems. But on Thursday, there's the system developing in. You can see the kinking of the isobars there. That is that cold air damming setup being indicated. I'll just step you through this system on the European. This is Thursday evening, and here's, as we get into the overnight hours Thursday night, low pressure over South Carolina. From there, the low moves into eastern North Carolina by about daybreak on Friday. 12 hours later, rather, by Friday evening, it's turned into a pretty decent low pressure east of Long Island, and it strengthens even further from there and brings a good thump of snow to parts of the northeast and southern New England. And then we get into next week, and I mentioned that sort of frontal system set up on the European for around Monday. There is Monday. Now the GFS is much more suppressed with this system, so it's actually not quite like a front, but the result's the same with some rain moving in Monday. And then I mentioned that Valentine's Day deal. That's what it looks like on the European for Valentine's Day. Good cold air damming setup. Verbatim, it's not cold enough for wintry precip in most spots, but it's actually fairly close. The European model. Again, that's way out at next Thursday. Now, real quick, I want to show you the Canadian for this weekend system. This end of the week system, rather. This is Friday early morning. And then we go out to 90 hours. This is mid-afternoon Friday. And then look at this system really cranking off the northeast coast. Monster system there that brings really a nor'easter blizzard conditions to parts of the northeast and that type of setup. Now down the road, I want to show you this before I wrap up the video. Here's the day 8 to 10 mean, European model on the left, GFS model on the right. And what I'm watching here, I've been watching this for a while, but this is the first time I've really put it in the video, is watching this ridging trying to develop in western North America. GFS is a little more pronounced with it than the European, especially when you get out beyond the end of the operational European, when you get out beyond. All right, there are those 850 millibar temperatures. This is out at the 19th of February, and a pretty good blast of Arctic air. It's settling through the eastern parts of the country, and right at the very tail end of the ZeroZ GFS, there's our old friend, the polar vortex, making an appearance just near and just north of the Great Lakes in the Midwest, and the huge ridge all the way up to Alaska. And also notice some degree of ridging up here toward Greenland too. So we'll see if that does indeed develop. Certainly winter is far from over, and I think odds are we are not finished with winter by any means. Looks like at least some cold air in the offing later on in the month. All right, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. God bless.